What's up, guys? Welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with XDADAX 900CZ. Castle levels of 26, tons of crowns for level 26, 1600, which is quite high. Probably validated on this knight here, and this is kind of why this castle is going to be difficult when you look at this health right here. Like, this knight can literally survive anything. Like, he can pull an entire boss room back to the entrance of the castle if he wants to, through as many traps as you can throw at him, because the physical resistance is also really high, same as the magic resistance. When you compare this to me, it's about half as tanky. Like, I'm half as tanky as him, which is crazy. And his DPS is about half mine, but that's not nearly as important for a knight. He really just has to stay alive and just keep using healing strike and stuff like that. So let's jump into it. See how he's got this thing set up. I have a feeling a lot of traps all bunched into the same general area. Alright. I don't know what was going on there. I was like walking a weird funky way, but okay. I didn't take that much damage from it, so it's fine. Alright, I messed up. Just gotta get to the next safe zone. When you start to mess up on spike traps, it's better not to just try to, like, fix your mistake, just run to the next safe zone. That's the easiest way. Alright, so far so good. I took about half my health globe and damage, and this is where it's going to start getting difficult. I can't really see up over here, but I'm guessing it's a small room with like a peat pound more or something like that. And just these traps are going to be really annoying. I'm actually surprised the amount of damage mouse wheel traps do now. It's 150, which is pretty high. I use that to get some stun immunity, and I'm going to try to get over this. Alright, so I pulled it. I'm going to get out now. Since I pulled the group, I don't have to worry too much about this now. I can just, like, let it go through the mouse wheel traps. I could pull it even farther if I had to, but I don't think I should have to. The Defendatron is on the shield specialization, which, like you could see there, he doesn't really block the damage that the archers take. So unless you get caught inside of that shield, which would be really good if I did fight it inside of that room, but since I pulled it out, it was a lot less effective. But if I was inside that room and I got caught inside of the shield, it slows you down to almost where you can't even walk. So... Alright, so I made it into the boss room. Now, because the boss room is set up in this specific way, like, I wish I could just... I think I can actually pause it. I guess you can't really see it. But basically, because the Count's Nottingham doesn't initially see you as soon as you enter the boss room, I can pick off stuff on the side here, and it'll only pull like half the room, or it should only pull half the room. So you want to like hit something that is way off to the side, because its aggro ring won't be big enough to pull everything. And then from there I could just like kite it back if I wanted to. That would be the safest way of doing it. I almost got out of this without taking any damage, which would have been so pro. But yeah, I can do this. And I'll use another healing potion because I just should. Right, so I pretty much killed off like half of it. And now I can wait for my healing potion cooldown to come back. I guess there's still a couple things that got aggroed that haven't came out yet. It's only a Defendatron, so I'll probably just go in. Oh, that was weird. It like queued up my my abilities. Alright, so there we go. So I've killed off like half of it, and I should be able to skip some of this as well. And get by without having to fight almost any of it. The main reason is because the Count's Nottingham, like I said, was in the wrong position. He's either got to be able to see everything, or he has to be in like no one else's aggro circles for it to make it so that you can't skip things, which is pretty hard to do. So I'm able to skip about half the castle there, and then I end up what, 3-starring it. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, I think that the like most important thing that you need to do is make it so that your Count's Nottingham is far enough up where he sees the person as soon as he walks into the room, or else you're going to be able to pick off the side part of that and then skip a handful of the units inside. So yeah, we'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, next up we have Kazow again, castle levels of 28. He's got this archer that he validated it with. This is actually more similar to my stats. He's got slightly more hit points, but lower DPS, and about the same resistances as me. So this castle should be doable, but we'll see how it goes. You have to understand that defenders have unlimited amount of tries to get through their castles, so they can make it a lot harder and just spam through it. I was thinking about rebuilding my castle using one of those mouse wheel trap setups, but I kind of want to wait until the balance changes now, because I have so many things that I want to test out with those balance changes. I'll probably just jump on the test server and test some of them out, so I have something that works that I can show you guys as soon as it goes live. Alright, so far I've taken almost no damage from this, which is good. I see a dampener over there that I want to kill off first. I'm prioritizing that because it always gets me killed. Alright, so I took a little bit of damage, but not too much. Actually, the ballistas were what dealt me the most damage. Alright, so I actually already timed out. So this was one of those castles where you kind of should have raced to the boss room. That would have been the only way to do it. I saw that there was creatures down here, so I used my headshot, which has the longest range in the game, to start pulling it. And then I'll just walk back a little bit on these spike traps. It's going to be the easiest way to deal with this. I'll just go to here, and then at least something will come this way, as you can see. And then they'll all take damage from these spike traps as well, which helps also. Use a potion. Scorpio's a little bit dangerous if he does hook you onto these spikes, which he almost did. I haven't actually heard the new sound effect for the Scorpio. I haven't seen it or used it in a very long time. Mainly because it's just not that good anymore. Alright. So I killed off a bunch of that. I'm just gonna go inside now. Okay, so that's not the boss room. That was just another room. I thought it might have been the boss room, but it wasn't. This is pretty dangerous, and I'm silenced. And stunned for some reason. It must have been the battering ram hit me. So I'm gonna pull that back as well. Alright, so I only have one potion left. So I have to use it as I'm getting really low. Which is going to be right here. This is going to be really dangerous. I'm going to throw in a volley to see if there's anything in there. Any mobs that I can see. Alright. I should be near the end of the castle because there's been a lot of defense points used at this point. I've went through a ton of rooms with that were almost full of like creatures or traps, so that's bad. Oh, this might be the end actually right here. Okay. So I managed to make it through it without dying, but I did use all of my potions, so like just a little bit more damage and I would have died. Basically, if I had not been so careful over those spike traps in the beginning, I probably would have died at the end of the castle. So that's pretty good. Really good on sustained damage with this one. Alright, so we'll jump into number 3 in just a second. And for number 3 we have Kristoff. Romuald castle level is a 29. Has this this knight that he validated it with, really high hit points, high resistances. So let's jump into it. Alright.
Let's go to work.
Couple fire mines up there. There is like a peat poundmore or something that I might try to like pull. Just throw a volley down it, should pull it, and then I can kill it a little bit easier. So you can see that you, if you pull mobs far enough away, like the peat poundmore's faster than the Defendatron, so he'll kind of walk away from the link from the Defendatron and not be shielded. So this room would have had 2 peat poundmores in it. I think you would have hit the soft cap at the very least, though. Because, you know, they're 16 points each or whatever, so they're really high. I should have tried to pull this out from this room. Now I'm going to have to probably take a little bit extra damage. Yeah, I have to use a potion here. I keep forgetting to do that on rooms like this. I don't know why. But it definitely makes it a lot easier if you try to pull the group from this room back to the next, because it's a lot easier to dodge these Stairmasters in a room that doesn't have any ballista traps and stuff like that in it. Which, I mean, I would say that putting at least 1 or 2 ballista traps in this room would probably be better than having these fire mines here. Because fire mines got nerfed so much. Even, like, I landed directly in them and it only took off a small chunk of hit points. But having 1 or 2 ballistas would make it so that it's harder to dodge these IMAXs if you pull them back one room. You always have to think about that when you're designing a castle. Is you can't think about it as like the way that you want the person to fight in it. You have to think about what they might do. And I could have stood probably up in here and like dropped a volley in there, and that would have hit and pulled this group in here regardless of me even entering that room. Because I entered it, I actually ended up... Oh, that's really bad. I actually ended up having to use like 2 potions to get through it, but...
That's not going to work.
Also, I think these rooms are a lot stronger with more mouse wheels. I think when you only use like 2 of them, they're not very good, but when you almost like fill this room with mouse wheels so that even when you roll the maximum distance, you're still going to land inside of the mouse wheels, I think that's where it gets really strong, because as soon as you get stunned... Oh god, this could hurt. As soon as you get stunned, you will take all that ballista damage. You know, you'll fall down and then you'll take every single ballista that's firing at you. Which is really where the damage comes from. Like, mouse wheels have decent damage by themselves, but it's really combined with the ballista traps where they really get good. So basically the same thing here. If I had pulled this, maybe even... I'm not even sure if I pulled this it would be better, because there's so much trap pressure in this room. It probably was the correct play to just kind of run by here. I like these silence traps. This is something that some people have been doing more and more recently, where they have this path where you can either take damage from the spike traps or you can get silenced as you're going down here, and it makes it really hard to dodge things as you're running to the back of the boss room. Like, you always have to run to the back of the boss room if you're going to stand here. I guess like right here would be an okay spot to fight as well, but there is a Hungerbot and a bunch of Zeeks, so if you get hit by that Hungerbot, you'll probably die from the Zeke. So you have to try to like dodge as you're going down this path against like 3 Zeeks or something. So they're all going to be firing their arrows down this path, and you have to be able to dodge while being silenced, which makes it a little bit more difficult. So yeah, pretty good castle. That's number 3, so we're going to end this video. Currently, I don't even have enough names on my list to run another viewer castle, so I have currently 2 names on my list, and maybe 1 or 2 more have emailed me since yesterday when I updated the list, but basically we're waiting on people. I think next week another game comes out that I wanted to try. I believe Survive the Forest comes out. I'm probably going to do videos on that. We'll see how it goes, you know. We'll get into that more next week. But basically just waiting on some names to run some viewer castles, and I will pretty much be able to do them within the first couple of days when you email me. So definitely shoot me an email at frenzycasterruns@hotmail.com if you want to be a part of viewer cast, if you want me to, you know, run your castle. Make sure to add me to your friends list. I'll probably take like any levels that are like level 16 and above, just because I have the extra space to be able to run them. But generally I'm only taking 20 and above. But for right now, just to make an exception because I don't have that many people to run, you can pretty much apply at whatever level. Just let me know what level your castle is in the email or something. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.